And before we jump into the OLTP memory demonstration, first you need to know the basic requirements to implement that. And definitely it should be a developer and evaluation engine you can use to test for the development purpose. And it must be a 64-bit enterprise edition for the production server. And second most important thing is that your server should have enough memory, and because this process is completely depends on the memory. So if your table has to store into the enough memory, then it will be useful for that, and you have to be control that. And another important, as I mentioned, that your data which is stored in row version, so which means same data which will put it into one row and it will be put it into another row, so it will make a copy of those three versions. And so you're trying to use duplicating the data, so you need has to be have expected double size of the memory. Then that is the most important. And if you work in the disk based, basically it's provide for the buffer, and but in the memory it doesn't provide, it depends on the buffer pool. And another important thing is that when you have a durable memory optimized table, your disk is also have a 2 times space compared to that memory optimized tables. And make sure whenever you install the OLTP memory, it must be installed in database engine services. So you has to work through the database engine services. You can see the following diagram. Basically, just assume that this is your row 1, row 2, and row 3. So row 1 which is maintain the 3 versions, and you can see the row 2 maintain the 2 versions, and row 3 has 4 versions. So the different versions of the same row doesn't require to occupy the consecutive memory location. So each row has a different storage. And basically when you see the memory optimized table data structures, which is basically collection of row versions. And so when you compare the rows in the disk based table, those are organized in page and extent. So we already know into the traditional database storage, and each individual rows are addressed through the page number, and you can see the page offset. But in the row version memory tables are basically addressed by using the memory pointer. So those data which is depend on the particular pointers. And another one is that when you're retrieving the data into the row version table or in memory optimized table, as I mentioned, you can pull the data through the compiled store procedure, and so which is natively compiled store procedure, which is another new logic that which is suitable for the memory optimized table for better execution plan. And also you can use just generally normal T-SQL, and but the native compile store procedure are the more better and more optimized accessibility.